All right. The time is now 5:03. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Our first item of business on our work session agenda is our monthly financial update. Ms. Pickle.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
So this is a financial update through August of this year, so it's just for almost 3 months into the year. It seems like it's going by. So if you look at the bottom of this page, so the first page is the general fund revenue, and that's at 8%, which is what is expected. I know it seems low compared to the 16.67% of the year, but it's actually not. So right now we're still in the valley. We haven't billed the trustee hasn't billed the property taxes or sanitation stormwater yet, so we haven't begun to get those revenues in yet. So those will pick up speed as those come out next month. And then for the expenditures, we're at 17%, which is just a smidge over, but still it's as expected. There's not anything huge that is jumping out. We haven't done any budget amendments yet for repairs, like the repair to the police, this building actually. So those things are in there as expenses, but they're not budgeted yet. So whenever they get the budget amendment entries in there, it will lower this number. Okay. And then I will update that as well. And all the other funds are doing pretty well. The drug fund looks like it's actually way up. It's 38% on its revenues and only 4% of the expenditures. So that's doing very well at this time of year. So, but everything is run on track and looking very good.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
Excellent. I do not. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Pickle.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 2, the remainder items of which are on our consent agenda in the regular meeting, except for our beer board meeting. Martin Granum will be the Red Bank representative to the Hamilton County 911 Funding Committee. Notification only, agenda item number 25-891. Mr. Granum.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. So just noting that the Hamilton County 911 Emergency Communications District serving Red Bank and other jurisdictions is creating this funding committee. It's called for in their charter and they've never actually established it. So they're forming this. It's kind of an advisory committee and we actually had our first meeting today and I attended and I'm representing the city of Red Bank. And there's a couple other chiefs from other agencies, finance people from Chattanooga and Hamilton County. There's another city manager and there's one mayor. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I think I fit right in with that group.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for taking on that additional role.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Item number 3, recognizing Fire Prevention Week, resolution number 25-1838. Deputy Fire Chief Isles.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners.
Hello.
I'm just jazzed to be here tonight to bring this to you. Most of our electronics that we use in our home are smartphones, tablets, lawnmowers, power tools, use lithium-ion batteries. If not used correctly, or the lithium-ion battery is damaged, it can overheat, start a fire, or even explode. This year's Fire Prevention Week theme, Charging to Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home is a campaign to help people by using the batteries correctly to prevent fires in their home and to follow these snippets, I guess, as they're putting in it. Buy, charge, recycle, safety approach. Resolution 25-838 is to proclaim October 5th through 11th, 2025 as Fire Prevention Week in Red Bank. Yes, ma'am. Any
I got a
questions?
question, please.
Sure.
Now, how do we recycle the lithium batteries?
It's coming out in October's newsletter.
Yeah.
We have an article that has talks about the lithium-ion batteries going along with Fire Prevention Week, and there's also a list of places that you can actually take the lithium-ion batteries to have recycled.
Okay.
Is that something that we have at our recycling center here in Red Bank?
I think that there's a bin up there, but I don't actually think that they take the lithium-ion batteries. I'd reached out to Hamilton County in the past, and they had put me on to these other locations that we'll have in the newsletter in October.
Okay, Excellent.
Yeah.
So are we going to be reading this resolution during the regular meeting? No? Do we want to read it now? Would you feel comfortable doing that?
We
Deputy
can, but I
Chief?
do not have it with me.
Oh.
Fix that real quick. And the resolution states, whereas the city of Red Bank is committed to ensure the safety and security of all those living and visiting our city, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, the presence of lithium-ion batteries in many household devices introduce unique fire risks. And whereas most of the electronics used in homes daily, including smartphone, tablet, laptops, power tools, e-bikes, e-scooters, and toys, are powered by lithium-ion batteries, which, if misused, damaged, or improperly charged, can overheat, start a fire, and/or explode. And whereas the National Fire Protection Association reports an increase in battery-related fires, underscoring the need for public education on the safe use of lithium-ion battery. And whereas residents should follow 3 key calls to action by only listed products, charge batteries safely, and recycle them responsibly to prevent battery-related fires. And whereas lithium-ion batteries store a large amount of energy in a small space, and improper use such as overcharging, using off-brand chargers without a safety certificate, or exposing batteries to damage can result in fire and explosion. And whereas the proper disposal and recycling of lithium-ion batteries help prevent environmental hazard and reduce fire risk in home and community outreach. And whereas Red Bank first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of fires through prevention, safety education, and community outreach. And whereas the 2025 Fire Prevention Week theme, Charging to Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home, serves to remind us of the importance of using, charging, and recycling lithium-ion batteries safely to reduce the risk of fires in the homes and communities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, hereby designate the week of October the 5th through the 11th, 2025, as Fire Prevention Week in the City of Red Bank. We urge all citizens of Red Bank to make sure to support the many public safety activities and efforts in the Red Bank Fire Department.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Anybody have any other questions?
I do. Go ahead, Holly.
Oh, I just wanted to add, my husband's an electrical engineer and particularly passionate about batteries and electronics and that sort of thing. And he's very passionate about making sure that any charger cable or battery charging device or anything with a heater element is UL listed. You mentioned the resolution mentioned off-brand chargers. So
Right.
Just a word, especially as we approach holiday shopping season for kids' toys and things like that, look for that UL listed.
And that's one thing that will be added throughout the month of October with different snippets from the NFPA that they've given us, talking about chargers with the UL sticker and approved stuff. And a lot of times you buy chargers on the internet, you think that you're getting something good, but it's not UL approved. So.
Will you be going to the elementary and middle and high schools to share fire safety
We're
like
going to
that?
be at Red Bank at the Red Bank High School Community Fair on October the 28th.
28th.
We will also be at Alpine Crest. I just sent the email out
As long
today
as
to
you-
the guys.
yeah.
It'll be October the 7th or 8th, the week of Fire Prevention Week. We'll be going to
Jesus.
Alpine to do fire
Okay.
prevention there, and the preschools and stuff here in Red Bank.
Yeah. Thank you. That's always fun.
Mhm.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Deputy Chief.
Mayor.
Mr. Green.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to add that most of these batteries come from home improvement stores. And so both Lowe's and Home Depot have a collection bin as you come in for lithium-ion batteries. Most of the time it's products buy there, but that is where I take my lithium-ion batteries to recycle.
Very helpful. Thank you.
I think Best Buy may also have a battery collection bin.
Yes, but who wants to track down?
Yeah, one location.
No, not any longer. All right, moving on to item 4, purchase of 4 solar-powered, cloud-based digital school zone speed limit lighting system for Point Christian Academy, resolution number 25-1839. Director Tate.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. If you remember back in the spring, we commissioned Boris to do a school zone safety study for the Point Christian Academy, along with speed study of Ashland Terrace and potential right sizing. The outcome of that was they provided the city with recommendations for the school zone. And Nate Hall has taken the time to go out and mark where these signs are going to be and develop a list of material to procure. And one of the first items that we're procuring is the lighted school zone signs that can be set to the speed limit and can be, they're cloud-based so that they can be activated or deactivated as needed. And this purchase is under an Omnia Partners contract, one of our cooperative purchasing agents. And it was budgeted. While normally this would not be something that we would do on a normal basis, this year this was budgeted to purchase the school zone implements to establish the school zone. And barring that, I take any questions.
I think you had mentioned when we were talking about the safety or right sizing study of Ashland Terrace, that potential changes to the speed limit. Is that going to happen at this time?
No, ma'am, not at this
Okay.
time, but Chief Seymour, now that he's returned, will run this through our traffic safety committee. And we will, together, we will analyze the need. It was recommended that we adjust the speed limit, but we will come to the commission with I guess that would be an ordinance would be required for that, to set the speed limit through the school zone.
Okay.
And we will be bringing that as we start developing this school zone.
Okay.
Have a
Thank you.
question?
Commissioner?
Thank you. Well, are there 2 or 4 on Dayton Boulevard, and then how many on Ashland Terrace?
There's going to be 2 on Dayton Boulevard and 2 on Ashland Terrace.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? No? All right. Thank you, Director Tate. Moving on to item 5, ratify emergency traffic signal repair, resolution number 25-1840. Director Tate.
All right. Thank you again, Mayor. You know, sometimes you don't know what you don't know until somebody tells you what you don't know. And recently it was discovered that our new traffic signal at the intersection of Signal Mountain Road and Dayton Boulevard was working. At least we thought. And in the process of doing our State Route 8 improvements, it was required that we install a new traffic cabinet with a dedicated line solely for the purpose of turning on Spring Road as you're coming southbound. And when our partners with NAPCO, we pulled a purchase order for them to do that work, and it was not to the level that it needed to be brought to the commission. It was under $10,000. And when they came out to start doing the work we requested, they noticed that the camera that controls the traffic, there's a fisheye camera up there now, that controls all the traffic movements. And that camera was not broadcasting. Then they got to digging a little bit deeper and found out that the camera controller had gone bad. So they replaced the controller under an interlocal agreement that we have with Chattanooga, who has a contract with NAPCO that has been in place for some time. They replaced the controller and then discovered that the camera was out. So they, being that this was, you know, a really critical situation, traffic control movements and to eliminate queuing and backing up in all directions, they went ahead and replaced the items that were bad and got the traffic camera back in service. And it has been reported to me, I sit there and observe it, but I don't travel that way very often. But it's been reported to me by several people that since they've done that, the traffic has been moving smoother through that area. And what had happened was the camera, when the system went out, the conflict monitor automatically defaulted to timing. So it was holding for a set amount of time in each direction or each approach. With the camera fully activated, it's able to increase and decrease times to efficiently get the flow of traffic through there. So I'm hoping everybody shares the same sentiment that's been reported to me, that it's working more efficiently now than before. The sad part about it is that once we found this out, that the warranty for the equipment was just about 4 months out of 3 months and some days out of warranty from the time that we completed that TDOT project. And so the project was officially completed in May of 24. And so our warranty was only for a year, May of 25. So we were that close. But this is to ratify the expense, $22,000 and some change for that necessary repair, critical to public interest.
Absolutely. Any questions?
When was that repair made?
About 3 weeks ago.
Okay, because I was just thinking after the traffic pattern changed, we had some, like you said, some queuing issues.
Yes, yes, it
But
was.
I haven't noticed those
I don't remember the exact
recently,
date.
so maybe the camera was the whole issue there, and not the traffic pattern.
Right. And it was just, because it was just, like a stopwatch, it just sat there and ran till the time ran out,
Right.
no matter if there was traffic there or not, so.
Thank you.
Is there a way to, how else would we know that if they hadn't already been in there?
Well, there is ways to know, and right now I have a plan to send 2 of our employees, Justin Hedrick and Caleb Barnett. In January, we'll be going to a training course provided by the equipment manufacturer. And to learn more, Justin has been, but it's been over 12 years since he was trained on the equipment. So I'm sending him and Caleb so we can try to get into a routine inspection of those, because we've got about 3 different kinds of systems that we use throughout the city. Most of them are traffic loops that are embedded in the roads, but then you've got like Martin Road and Leewood, and now the newer intersections that have cameras. And so they require a little bit more technical training, but we're starting with that in January. They're going to a 3-day course, crash course, and then we'll be able
No
to
pun
develop.
intended.
Oh,
What's that?
No pun intended.
No
with the
pun
crash
intended.
course. Speaking of that, may I? It'd be interesting to see if this new traffic pattern and or the camera help decrease crashes at that intersection
That will be determined over time.
over time.
My hope would be, I don't get reports when there's crashes. That typically that's collected through
Yeah.
the police resources, but it eventually gets reported, and, we may be able to come up with some solutions or some answers in the future.
Thank you for staying on it.
Thank you, Director Tate.
Mayor,
Mr.
I'll add,
Brennan?
there's another dynamic here too. We just lost a long-term employee, and that was really his responsibility. He did a great job keeping an eye on the signalization and the function of that. So we miss Ricky a little bit.
Mhm.
We're picking up where he left off.
Thank you. All right. There's no other discussion. We'll move on to item 6, authorize application for the Hamilton County Leaning into Communities Grant for an amount not to exceed $250,000. Resolution number 25-1841. Is there someone who's standing in for Mr. Gravy? Director Tate? All right.
Certainly, I won't be as fluid with this as it would be, but I do have some information prepared. I'm here to seek commission approval to apply for a Leaning into Communities LIC grant, an opportunity for a 50/50 grant match program for up to $250,000 offered by Hamilton County, Tennessee. Leveraging a funding opportunity that will support the development of Red Bank's first public basketball court and the creation of a walkable municipal park at 3113 Dayton Boulevard, a city-owned and undeveloped parcel strategically located between City Hall and this commission chamber. Excuse me. This initiative directly advances the City Commission's 2022 10-minute walk to a park goal by expanding equitable access to recreational space in one of Red Bank's most underserved areas. This project leverages a grant opportunity paired with existing municipal parking assets that will connect seamlessly to existing sidewalks, ensuring safe and convenient pedestrian access for residents and visitors alike. The site's proximity to multiple apartment complexes and residential homes positions it as a critical anchor for community engagement and active recreation. In short, this site provides 3 key features: visibility, accessibility, and walkability. In addition to the basketball courts, the facility will feature a public restroom and may include amenities to be determined through community input that was published in the recently adopted Parks Master Plan, as well as future design development. This space is envisioned as a welcoming, multi-use environment that fosters health, connectivity, and civic pride. Based on current mapping and population data, this project will bring approximately 1,540 new residents within a 10-minute walk of a park, representing a 12.6% increase in the coverage and a significant step toward closing the city's park access gap. The City of Red Bank Parks and Recreation Advisory Board has formally endorsed this project And Hamilton County Commissioner David Sharp has reviewed and expressed his support for the grant application. County representatives have also reviewed the city's preliminary proposal and are scheduled to vote on the grant recommendation later this week. This resolution reflects Red Bank's commitment to collaborative governance, environmental stewardship, and the creation of vibrant public spaces that serve all residents. If awarded, the LIC grant will mark a pivotal investment in the city's recreational infrastructure and long-term livability.
Wonderful.
Questions?
Thank you. I believe that they're voting on it tomorrow. Is that correct, Mr. Granum? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. They had a first look at it at their last meeting and the second final look at it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think you had in your packet, you had this document here prepared by Mr. Gravy that probably has most of the answers to any of the questions, but I'll entertain those.
I had a couple of questions and I'll try to reach out to Jeffrey, and I think he's ill. But I had some questions from some residents about the choice, and I'm glad that is going to be utilized. Hear me out, that one. How that spot was chosen for basketball as opposed to the community center or a place closer to schools.
Well, my first answer would be location, visibility, accessibility, and as I mentioned, walkability. It serves a greater area. There's TPL has a link called ParkServe, and you can look at the city of Red Bank, and it shows the coverage area for parks and how many it gets down into the number of residents that they serve. And this one here is right in the center of one of the largest underserved areas. And the fact that it is a piece of property that the city owns that doesn't require additional expense of purchasing property is a plus for that. You mentioned why we didn't do it at the community center. We've looked at some issues or some potential for the community center, but when you get into the community center, there's a lot of underground development there, underground utilities that run across that property that would only increase the cost, I'm not saying it couldn't be developed, but this made a more practical site to select based on the fact that it is vacant, it is city owned, and it's ready to develop.
And that area is going to really be pretty busy with the
It
new
will.
trail
It will.
coming and a walking path across the street to get
Yes.
up to the hill.
And that will come as part of the Project Diabetes grant funding.
Yes. Now, for the safety of folks on the other side of Dayton Boulevard, I guess they could cross at Newberry and come and walk down the sidewalk there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think too, it was one of the top requested recreation types,
Opportunities.
yes, in the Parks and Rec master plan when we did engagement on that. And the fact that we don't have any public basketball courts, plus it gets added into this kind of stretch of municipal complex that we already have established here. And I think it's nice too, because it's not directly in a neighborhood. So there's like some buffering there for
Right.
sound of bouncy basketballs, unlike where the pickleball courts are.
Taking away on quiet minutes.
Right. So yeah, I think all of those, factors kind of played a part in that, identifying that, parcel and that recreation type for the grant. Were there any other, did you have a question, Vice Mayor?
More of a statement.
comment.
Thank you, Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey for bringing up that point, because I had also, thought about the community center, but I did figure that because this project is sort of fiscally constrained to $500,000, as we got a $250,000 coming from the county, and then our match for a total of $500,000. I think there would be a goal to try to complete the project, within that financial frame. And especially, I hadn't considered the underground utilities. That's a really good point. I was just thinking about the slope of the land adjacent to the community center and the additional cost that simply earth moving would add before you start getting into moving utilities and things like that. Thank you for adding the walkability numbers to this. 12.6% is pretty remarkable. That's a huge bang for your buck. Considering that Red Bank's current walkability score is barely 25%,
Mhm.
adding 12.6% is like a 50% increase to our current walkability score, which is just phenomenal.
I
So,
hadn't thought about this that way.
Yeah. well done. You're really moving the needle on that. So, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, thank you, sir. We'll move on to item 7, approve and adopt the paid parental leave policy, resolution number 25-1842. Director Perry.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
So we actually implemented this on July 1st with the budget, and I added to the employee handbook when we update it. But because there are some tax implications, one of the requirements by the IRS is that we have a policy in place.
Okay.
So that is why I'm bringing the policy to you now to actually formally adopt. And do you have any questions? Like, do I need to explain what it is that we're doing?
It's 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks, right?
80 hours of paid leave for the mother or the father. Or if you, there's a couple different instances that it can apply to if you are in parent versus locus, something like that. I can't remember what it's called. But like if you are taking on the responsibility of a child, then it applies to you as well. The 80 hours can be used within the first 12 months of the child's life or placement with you.
Okay. I'm very excited that we adopted this earlier and implemented it with the budget.
To using it right now.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. I think, in this day and age, I think offering something that's just adding to our benefits, making, improving our employer of choice reputation. I think it's really great that we are finally doing that. And the policy seems very straightforward and easy to understand. So I appreciate the time you and Mr. Stoltz put into that. Mostly Miss Perry. Okay, thank you. We appreciate both of you very much. Any other questions or comments about that? Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to item 8, approval for property disposals, resolution number 25-1843, Chief Seiler and Chief Seymour.
Sorry, we're arguing who's going first. So this is illicit property. The police department just has vehicles that were seized, have been awarded to us, either drug-related arrests, seizures, or related to DUIs as well. So we have those that's on the list towards the top, and then we have 4 other vehicles that are part of our old fleet cars that are no longer in service that we've replaced, over time, which includes a couple of Dodges and things like that. So if you note on the right column, though, if funds were used to purchase some of those vehicles, so the funds, when they're sold, would have to be put back into those specific funds. Any questions on the police department?
So I see on the right. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, that just says what fund that the money has to go into.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Chief Seiler.
So the fire department has been replacing equipment over the last few years, and now all of the old stuff that we have replaced have to be gotten rid of. And so I have a large pile of stuff in the middle of the day at Station 1. It's time to go. And so we just needed to clear surplus. Some of it will actually be thrown away because it's not any good, but most of it will be surplus and sold at auction.
Excellent. And it's the same for you. The funds will go back into the general fund.
All our stuff goes to the general fund.
Okay. All right. Great. Any questions about that?
Just curious if the expired hose is going to be sold or trash.
Well, it'll be sold. Some of it'll be sold. The stuff that can't be sold, it's got holes in it, will go in the garbage. It'll all end up in Mexico,
All of it?
probably.
Okay.
It ends up in Mexico.
It gets auctioned off like internationally?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Through
Thank you.
through which body? we said
Compass
this-
Options,
Thomas.
Compass.
That's right, yeah, okay, Compass.
Compass Options, but it's internationally on the auction, and a lot of times your surplus fire equipment ends up in Mexico.
Okay.
Okay, hopefully helps them.
Thank you both. All right, moving on to item 9, authorization to participate in the THSO Community Traffic Safety Grant in a non-matching amount of up to $79,999.90. Resolution number 25-1844. Chief Seymour.
So I've been here before regarding this type of grant, right, for since I've been chief, I think I've come up here each year. But each year we apply with the Tennessee Highway Safety Office for a traffic-related type of grant. So primarily this funding is to help pay overtime and costs associated with that for officers to come out and kind of do traffic enforcement and education. It also pays for officers to go do presentations like at the high school and that type of thing. Covers a little bit of training conference fees that for the Tennessee Highway Safety Office's conference they have each year. So we just need your blessing of approving that and accepting it.
Excellent. It's only for traffic safety? Okay.
And in ours, it's the way it's written is it can be distracted driving and or impaired driving
Okay.
focus. Yes.
Any questions or comments for the chief? Nope. Okay. Thank you very much, Chief. Item 10 is our beer board meeting. We have an application. M&J Liquor has made application for a beer license and certificate of compliance for their new location located at 309 Morrison Springs Road. And we will have them here at the regular meeting to come up and answer questions. So moving on to item 11, citizen comments on items on the work session agenda. Mr. Granum.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time for citizen comments. Please observe these rules. Comments are limited to 2 minutes here in work session or less, and the city recorder will operate a timer. If time expires, please respect her direction and include any comments. Comments should be addressed to the board as a whole and not to a particular commissioner, to city staff, or to the audience. The commission is here to listen, not to respond or engage in back and forth, so please do not expect a reply during citizen comment. Citizens are now invited to the podium. Please begin by stating your name and address.
Okay. If we have no citizen comments, we'll move on to any other business. Is there anything anyone would like to discuss?
I had a quick question for
Okay.
Greg, and don't feel obligated to answer on the spot, but just out of curiosity, I've been spending a lot of time in White Oak Park the last couple of days, and I noticed there's a couple of new concrete pads, one near the playground, and one near the crosswalk. Do we happen to know what those are for? If not, that's
I'll
fine.
be honest, Mayor, I do not.
Maybe a question for Justin.
Apparently my folks have been doing some work.
I've been busy bees. That's okay. I can get an answer later.
They felt very empowered.
That's
Was
why I
there-
was-
Was there, with the change in the dog park, was it perhaps a new route for walkers and runners? I know that was.
no, man, we haven't,
That's their playground.
pulled any of
There's
that
two.
work.
There's one near the playground. And there's one
Playground,
by
not the dog
crosswalk
park.
by Andrew's
Okay.
house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have empowered all my direct reports to do the job that the city hires them to do without checking in with me for every nickel spent,
Right.
so forth. They all know what the rules are and the budget that they have to perform with, so, I'll have to.
Maybe Justin
Time's
texted
up.
you.
It might be. Very well may be, but no, I mean, if it's something good, I'm not surprised, they do very, very good work.
Yes, they
But
do.
I will check on that because that has not been brought to my attention.
I'll get my answer in between meetings. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other business to discuss? All right, then we will go ahead and adjourn our work session meeting and return at 6 o'clock for our regular meeting.